Imagine owning a pet that looks like a miniature dinosaur but has the calm demeanor of a couch potato. Many people look toward dogs, cats, or maybe a bird when adding a pet to their household. But the reptile world offers a surprisingly affectionate and interactive alternative. According to the VCA Animal Hospital's Guide on Bearded Dragons, these unique creatures are recognized by herpetologists as one of the most animated, gentle, and responsive pet reptiles in the world. Today, we are going to explore the natural habitat of the bearded dragon, look closely at what they need in captivity, and discuss why they have earned an outstanding reputation as a companion animal. The central bearded dragon is native to Australia. In a resource published by Winnebago County Animal Services, researchers note that these lizards naturally thrive in an arid, rocky, semi-desert, and open woodland area. They are semi-arboreal, meaning that they are climbers. So they frequently are seen sunning themselves on rocks or branches and fence posts to regulate their internal temperature. Their beard is used as a defense mechanism. They use it to intimidate predators in the wild. It makes them look larger and more menacing. Okay, so now we're going to talk about space and temperature. These are a must for these animals. The tie-dyed iguana says that an adult bearded dragon needs a minimum of 120-gallon tank, which is a 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. They rely on outside elements for body heat. The enclosure needs to have a thermal gradient, which means it needs to have a hot basking area on one side that's 95 to 100 degrees, and a cool area on the other side between 75 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, Captive dragons, they don't have access to the natural Australian sunlight, so a linear T5 UVB is necessary. This helps them synthesize vitamin D3, and they can't absorb calcium without this. So, and if they don't have this, they can develop metabolic bone disease, which makes it very hard for them to move around, and it can also often be fatal. So let's talk about their diet. So when they're babies, they need a high protein diet, which is like 80% insects, like dubia roaches or crickets, and 20% fresh vegetation. Once they mature, their diet should consist of 80% vegetation and 20% insects. This prevents liver damage and obesity in adults. Now, let's talk about substrate or bedding for their enclosure. Loose sand or gravel should be avoided. They can consume this when they are trying to hunt for insects. That can lead to impaction and it could be fatal for them. Instead, you could use paper towels, tile, or a non-adhesive shelf liner. I also do not recommend reptile carpet. Reptile carpet can harbor lots of bacteria, and you don't want that. With the technical setup required, you may wonder, why are they so popular as a pet? That answer lies entirely on their temperament. Bearded dragons are docile and social. As detailed by the Island Bird and Exotics Vet Clinic, they are unique among reptiles for their capacity to recognize individual owners. Sometimes they'll frequently move to the front of their enclosure to greet you, or like mine is right now, they might calmly rest on your shoulder for hours. They are also active during the day, which makes it great for people um, and their schedules. So the dragon is up when you're up. It's, getting ready to go to bed when you go to bed. Um, they can also communicate with slow arm waving, so they'll wave, and that's like to show submission. Um, and sometimes they'll do rapid head bobbing, and that's them showing dominance. While replicating their native Australian woodland habitats and fulfilling their dietary needs require diligent preparation. The charm and peaceful disposition of the bearded dragon makes them wonderful exotic companions. Today, we trace the origins of these resilient lizards from the arid outback into our homes, broke down the essential lighting and spatial needs to keep them healthy, and went over the delightful behavior traits that set them apart from any other pet. So, the next time you find yourself weighing options for a new pet, do not overlook the scaly underdog. A bearded dragon isn't just an interesting alternative to the traditional pet. It is a loyal miniature dinosaur waiting to steal your heart.